Welcome, beloved hearts. Welcome to our journey, our meditation tonight into the Magdalene Christed Lighthouse for the world, into the vision that we are co-creating for the new world, the new earth, the vision we are co-creating for the children of our land and all lands. So let us go into our hearts, breathing into our hearts, into that eternal flame that we have been since the beginning of time, and feeling that flame expand and connect to each other. Let us, through our intent, connect our flames to all the children of our land, Aotearoa New Zealand, Te Waiponamu. Let us connect the love of our hearts to all the children of the world, messaging through our heart connections to the hearts of all the children in the world, that there is a new world coming. There is a golden age coming. It's called the seventh golden crystal age, that will be upon the earth for 10,000 years. And during this time, everyone on earth will be raised and lifted into what many call the ascension. And our beloved Mother Earth herself will be raised and lifted. And so we say to the children of the world, little ones, have good heart, for there is indeed a new vision, a new way. The path of the heart, the path of love is coming, has begun. And tonight we're going for a journey into the women's room inside our vision. We could also call it the mother's room. For tonight we are visiting with the mother oracles that keep the sacred room for all the women of the world. So within our hearts now, let us take our minds deep into our hearts, taking a moment to allow our minds to be anchored in our hearts and to go with us into the garden of our hearts, noticing the golden pathway and seeing a golden door in the distance that we walk towards, past all the beautiful flowers and trees and birds in the garden. We place our hands up upon the door that opens, recognizing our palm print. As we enter into the higher realm of the lighthouse, the vision, and we simply know our way towards the women's room. We come to another golden door that we place our palm upon, and we enter. And it is Grandmother Anna who is waiting for us. And I show to you, this is the sacred geometry for the oracle of Grandmother Anna. Grandmother Anna, the mother of Mother Mary, the grandmother of Yeshu ben Joseph, who became Jesus the Christ. And Grandmother Anna welcomes us this night to provide solace and comfort to the women of the world. There are sacred cushions in front of her as she sits on her golden chair. And she signals to us to come and sit before her. And she shares that she wishes for us through our hearts to transmit comfort and solace to the women of the world, to the mothers and grandmothers of the world. She shares that this comfort and solace is especially for the hearts of the children. That when the mother's hearts hold this, they can be at peace. And when the mother's hearts are at peace, the children find solace and peace and do not worry and are not anxious about the future. And so she asks us now to be in our hearts, to link our hearts with her heart, and together envision that through the light of the love of our heart flames, we are transmitting to the heart of every mother in the world and that every mother might find solace and peace and look away from the world for a moment and perhaps unconsciously place her hand upon her heart. And as she does that, she activates this transmission that we are sending out. And as the mother receives it, so too do her children receive it. And as the grandmothers receive it, they transmit to all of their family. For the grandmothers are the elders. They are the keepers of heart wisdom. And grandmothers play a role so poorly recognized in this world. Grandmothers hold families together. Grandmothers transmit love to all their family. Even if grandmothers are unaware of this, that is the role of a grandmother's heart. And if she is unable to do this in her waking hours, when she is asleep, the angels will support her to transmit a feeling of belonging, of love, of solace, of peace to all her family. Grandmother Anna reminds us that in our last journey to this holy and sacred room, we met the grandmother trees. And the grandmother trees do, in truth, overlight the grandmothers of the world. We have been reminded over and over in our envisioning of how all is interconnected. The stars of the universe are connected to our planet. The trees of the universe are connected to all the trees on our planet Earth. We are reminded of the great Mother's heart, Queen of our universe, and her heart is connected to every heart. And so as we come to understand the miracle and the magic of our hearts, we can transmit to all beings through our own hearts. And we thank you, Grandmother Anna, for this gift, for the mothers and grandmothers, and through them, for the children. And Grandmother Amma says namaste, and she rises from the golden chair, indicating for us to stay where we are, and that another Mother Oracle will join us shortly. And as we wait, to stay within our hearts, transmitting from our heart flame. And it is the goddess Empress of Venus that comes forth now to sit before us. And this is the sacred geometry of her and her gifts. The goddess of Venus, whose very essence is called cosmic love supreme. And the goddess of Venus sits before us. And as we go to stand, she indicates to us to remain seated. So we bow our heads in respect before her. And she shares how she has been intimately involved in the history and evolution of our planet for eons of time. She reminds us of the divine plan that was created for the earth some 70,000 years ago, when she sent her son Sanat Kumara to the earth to investigate exactly what ailed the people of the earth and to come up with a plan to resolve this. The goddess of Venus shares that she had heard the prayers, the cries of the people of earth at this time, many thousands of years ago, crying for help, and she responded. And that as a result of the visit of Sanat Kumara, the plan was created for Saint Germain, the oracle of the violet flame, the violet sacred fire, to come to the earth through India. He is the author of many of the ancient Vedic scripts, or overlit them. He didn't write them directly. This plan also included the coming to the earth of a new source of light that today might be called the Christed light, but came in the form of Emmanuel, King of Kings, from the Golden Shrine Galaxy. And the plan also required the anchoring of the divine, holy feminine energies again upon the earth. And it was the queen of our universe, Mother Akasha, who was to bring this. And so as Grandmother Anna reminded us that we are now in the beginning of a new era, a new golden age. The goddess of Venus is sharing with us about the origins of this plan, with these three great beings of light and love that were necessary to come to the earth for this time, the seventh golden age that began in 2012. This divine plan for the earth that was devised some 70,000 years ago. The goddess of Venus transmits strongly now to us through her heart flame, her cosmic love supreme. And she too transmits solace and comfort for us to know, for the mothers of the world to know that there is a plan and it is unfolding, and that a golden age is coming, and to take heart and be at peace for the children. And to let the children know that there is a divine plan, that they are a part of the divine plan, that each child is divine. Each child's soul is perfect. And if we can but look with the eyes of our hearts upon a child, no matter what seem their behavior, no matter what they might look like, or what family they are in, or where they live, if we look with the eyes of our hearts, we see the perfection of every child. We see their soul, and souls are always perfect. And we see their higher spiritual nature. And it is these parts of each child that will come forth more and more strongly as the frequency of the earth is raised, and the frequency of the children are raised, as the frequency of the mothers is raised. And what is most important, she shares, to remember that every mother is whole and holy and divine. And every child is whole and holy and divine. And we can see this through the eyes of our hearts. So let us take a moment now to be with this vision that the goddess Empress of Venus gives to us. Let us see all the mothers of the world in this way. Let us see their higher spiritual natures. Let us see their souls. Let this be the way we envision the mothers of the world. And so too, let this be the way we see all the children of the world. Whole, holy, and divine. And let us call to the grandmothers of the world to hold this vision with us. Let us call to the grandmother trees of the world to support this vision, to anchor this vision deeply through their roots into the very heart of Mother Gaia. Just notice and know how different the world feels when we hold this vision for the grandmothers and mothers and children. And we thank you, beloved Goddess of Venus. She rises and indicates to us to stay seated where we are. She says, Namaste. And so gracefully departs. And we now see that is Mary Magdalene who comes to be seated in front of us, and she too indicates to us to stay seated. And we bow our heads in respect. And this is the sacred geometry, the sacred code for Mary Magdalene. And if you open your eyes and look at this code, I invite you just to breathe it into your heart. Breathing it into your heart, feeling it spinning through your body, through your chakras. And then coming to rest in your heart. And then closing your eyes again. And opening our hearts to the heart of Mary Magdalene, great avatar, the chosen twin flame for Jesus the Christ in his time upon the earth. And beloved Magdalene shares that she wishes to hold a focus upon divine will this night. She shares that will is a feminine quality. It is a quality of the heart. And through this, it is by divine design, innately strong in the women of the world. It is the grandmothers and the mothers who can find the way, can find the will to stand strong, to protect their children and grandchildren. She says it is the role of the women to find this will, to be this will for the new world, for the children. She shares that the women of the world must lead the way. And to do this, they must find their will. Will comes from a strong heart, joined to a strong mind and vision. As in the Magdalene Christed Lighthouse for the world, the Magdalene force is an integral, essential part of the envisioning of the new world. And she asks us this night to feel the strength in her presence. She invites us to breathe deeply into our hearts, into our heart flames, and to whisper to her to strengthen us, to help us, to support us, to feel her will, to be the will and the way forward for the children. And to know that this will is found through deeply connecting to our hearts. It is a quality of love. A strength of love that mothers' hearts innately carry for their children. And she asks us to remember her. She asks us to silently call to her and our new vision. Whenever it is that we see things in the world that feel not right, that do not resonate with our hearts, he says, shift our attention from that which seems wrong and call to her for her love, for her will to transform through love. She reminds us that the way we bring about change is to hold the vision and the higher frequency of that change, that vision within our hearts. that which we hold with our will in our consciousness must come to pass. And she reminds us to let go of worries. Come to her, let go of worries. She says, putting our attention and energy into worry is the way we create that which we don't want. And so give that away, she says. Come into your heart. Call silently in your heart to Mary Magdalene. And join in the envisioning with her of a new world. The new golden age. Where children are comforted and loved and feel secure in their lives and for their futures. And the mothers return around us, form a circle around us. If Mary Magdalene, and Grandmother Anna, and the goddess of Venus, and they create a circle of light and love around us to strengthen our visioning of this new world. And breathe this into your hearts. Feel the strength of this circle of the light of love around you. And remember that you can come to this place at any time, for it is to be found within your own heart. So we offer up our thanks to the mothers. As we feel ourselves being showered with flower petals of many different kinds of flowers and fragrance, totally transforming our beings as we prepare to rise slowly, bowing to each mother, bowing deeply, moving slowly, gracefully to the golden door, where we leave the women's room, the mother's room, follow the golden path to the golden door at the entrance, what will be the exit of the lighthouse. Through the golden door, along the pathway, into the garden of our hearts, where we notice we are still being showered with flower petals and fragrance. Let's take a moment to integrate within our hearts, within this beautiful garden in our hearts. Giving our thanks to Grandmother Anna, to the goddess of Venus, and to Mary Magdalene. And giving our thanks to all those who love us, who have joined with us through our hearts this night. To the angels and the masters and the great cosmic beings of light who come together when we gather with sacred intent. And we ask that the blessings that we have received this night be shared with our families, our biological families and our spiritual families, and with all the children of the world, all the mothers and grandmothers, and all living beings, and with all of nature. We offer up all that we have received this night, the grace and the blessings, as a gift to all life. And we say namaste, blessed be, blessed be, blessed be. Just take all of your time now. There is no hurry. Calling to all parts of ourselves to return into our hearts, into this space and time. Feeling our bodies, feeling our feet upon the floor, wiggling our fingers. Feeling our bodies and any noises that might be going on around. And in your own time, when it feels perfect for you, and you feel fully back in your body, to open your eyes again to life here and now. Namaste.